Welcome to Artist Spotlight. I'm Henry Balzarini, and our special guest tonight, Danski. Stay tuned. Danski, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here.
I'm honored.
So Danski is your stage name?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
An old graffiti artist gave that to me years ago in the early 80s. He's like, you're Danski. I'm like, I didn't know.
You were dubbed Danski.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. I'm a drummer, b-boy, which maybe some people know as a breakdancer, but the real term is b-boy, coming from the Bronx. So I do that. I've been involved with that since '83. I've been drumming since I've been 3. I do stunts, flip around, flip over cars, over people, you know.
Your website, I was on your website, and pretty amazing some of the stuff you do.
Thank you.
It's entertaining as well. But you're also a musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, like I said, I started playing drums when I was 3. My aunt worked at one of the oldest toy drum manufacturers in the U.S. They also made military drums, so they're out of Granville, Massachusetts, and she got me my first drum set when I was 3. And
3 years old.
Yep, I was 3, and I don't really remember much. I think I remember like a Mickey Mouse drum set or something like that. And I had a lot of support from family and friends, and I'm 37 now, and I haven't looked back since. So.
When did you start dancing?
I started dancing in 1983 in Bay Meadow Apartments in Springfield, Pine Point section. So
you're a resident of a long-time resident?
Yeah, born and raised. Born and raised, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so you're dancing. Did you start off breakdancing, or did you? How did that start?
I think I've been doing gymnastics longer than I've been dancing. So what I think what happened was when the hip hop movement came from New York throughout Springfield, I kind of just adapted to it. And I said, "Oh, what is this? I want to do this. This looks amazing, you know." And so I incorporated. I was already athletic. Gymnastics has helped me incorporate that within the dance. And I just, a lot of the guys, they were older than me, but I looked up to them. That's how I learned by watching. And we had a crew and everything. And that's pretty much how it came about.
Yeah. He's going to do some stuff later on.
You're going to do some stuff too, right?
Am I?
You're gonna join me.
Oh, you're going to flip me in the air or something? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep, spin you around.
I'm ready for anything. All right. So, you mentioned that you do dancing. Mm-hmm. You also drum. Yep. You're a musician. Mm-hmm. You do other stuff.
Yeah, I do flatland freestyle BMX. I started doing that in the mid '80s, 85, 86. Okay. I started, I used to watch the show That's Incredible, and and a lot of the kids in the neighborhood. I moved to Connecticut for a couple years, and kind of got involved, as watching them and learning and saying, wow, I want to learn how to do that. So I just, watched and practiced, and I incorporate that in some of the stunt work and the videos that I do, like kind of, it's like a variety act kind of thing. So
the clown face.
The clown thing is just something I juggle. So I figured, what the hell? Put on a clown suit, juggle, whatever, spin books, ride a unicycle. So the unicycle was really hard to learn. I had a good friend of mine that taught me how to. It took me like 24 hours, non-stop. So,
well, for the whole day you were just
24
unicycling.
hours.
Oh my goodness!
No sleeping at all. I had a tube, like a feeding tube.
You couldn't nap off while you were
No,
cycling?
nothing like that. No.
So, All right, so let's see, we're going on the list. We're going, so we got that. Now, how do you perform? I mean, what types of things maybe now are you doing?
As far as venues or
what are you doing for your
Yeah.
art right now?
right now, I mean, I've gone through many different transitions because I'm a variety kind of thing, so I've had to kind of combine everything. I incorporate the dancing, the drumming, the clowning, unicycling, yo-yo, and flipping around. So it's kind of evolved into a type of variety act at this point. And I'm also getting involved with some movie shorts.
America's Got Talent
Yep.
or anything like that?
Yeah, I auditioned for season. I sent in a video for season 6.
I did.
Yep, and they chose my video, and they sent me into a private audition, so I didn't even have to wait in line. There was no, casting call where you got to go down and wait for hours on end or anything like that. And I had an audition. I didn't get a call back, and then I re-auditioned again for season 7, and they chose the video again. And then I went down and auditioned. The second audition went better than the first one.
Yeah.
So, but it was an amazing experience. It really was.
Cool.
So.
You're gonna keep
Oh
trying?
yeah, I'm gonna keep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get on
yeah,
there.
yeah. I don't give up too easy. So, it's all the experience. It's not about getting to a certain point. It's about just getting yourself out there, and I met amazing people throughout that process. And sometimes when one door opens, it might not be open completely. You might want to look in a little bit and kind of test the waters, and then, you go through that door, and then whoa, this other door opens up. That's how things, for me anyways, has worked out in my favor. And meeting the most amazing people to work with and to help me build my career too. So.
And it's, I think it's great that you have so many different talents. You can't be pegged into one thing.
No,
would you
I'm
say,
all
and
over the
then
place. I can't sit still.
You're open to all the different possibilities.
Yeah, yeah. After doing this for so many years, you're like, okay, well, sometimes you say, oh, well, what's next? Well, get up, get out there, and meet the people to bring whatever's more out of you, more creativity.
Whatever's behind the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
What about influences? Who has influenced you?
Oh man, tons of people. Oh, I mean, influences. When you're talking about influences, and also I think inspiration also goes with that. So, if I look back, like I said, the shows like That's Incredible, Johnny Carson show, a lot of the old '80s, The Fall Guy with Lee Majors, with the stunts.
A lot of stunts.
I loved watching the stunts. That's why I watched it.
Yeah.
And then with BMX freestyle, it was Mike Dominguez, R.L. Osborne, Eddie Fiola, all of those guys. I mean, with dancing, it was Rocksteady Crew when the movie Beat Street came out. Nobody's seen breaking. With the first time everybody was introduced to it, it was like, wow, what is this movie?
Yeah.
So being influenced by other dancers, and people just in the neighborhood, flipping around gymnastics, I'd be like, wow, that's inspiring. I want to learn how to do that. And I learned a lot by watching, so everybody, if something's interesting to me and I want to learn it, if they're doing the same thing I'm doing, I want to learn how to better that as well. Like, show me how your creativity works.
Okay. You teach too, don't you?
I do. I teach. Yep. I've been teaching. I retired from b-boy competition back in 2000. I want to say 2004.
Yeah.
Not sure. I've been doing
Around
it for
there
too long.
sometime, yeah.
But yeah, so I retired, and then I started focusing on just dancing for me.
Yeah.
And then I got people were saying, hey, why don't you try teaching? I've done workshops. I've worked with community after-school programs with kids. And as of right now, I have a student that I'm teaching once a week, and she's great. She's learning really, really quick, really fast. So
Kids must love
Yeah,
doing
they
getting
like
around
it's just
there
it's
and
yeah, like when I was a kid, like if I was when I was their age,
Yep.
it was the same thing. When you visually when you see it, you're like, wow, that's something amazing. I want to learn how to do that, you know.
yeah, and keep on doing it brings out the kid in you too, I would think.
Oh, 25 plus years, I ain't stopping yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Now, breakdancing
Uh-huh.
is something that has its place in time, but it seems to me that you see it as an art because it's still active in your mind.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that it's considered an art because it's a form of creativity. There's foundation to the dance, but you also have your originality,
Yep.
and that's where that art comes in. That artist, that it's just like when an artist paints a canvas. That it's coming through you.
It's unique.
Exactly. It's unique. Every time I go out and dance, it's never the same.
Yeah.
I may do the same move, but it's never the same. I have different energy every time I go out and do it, and
Yeah. So there are basic moves.
there are
that
basic
you
foundation
work
moves.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I teach. It's fundamentals. It's like the fundamental moves of the dance.
Okay. Because I guess it makes sense. You have to have the fundamentals, and
Right.
then you start to
Exactly.
do your own thing.
And
with it.
history is important too. So when I teach, I don't just teach, okay, well, here's footwork, here's the 6 steps, some top rock. It's explaining how these moves became about,
Okay.
and the history of the dance as well. So I think it's important to teach that as well.
Yeah. You won a Guinness World Record, didn't you? Oh.
Yes, it's funny because a friend of mine, last night I was just hanging out at the house and I get this text message from a friend of mine and he goes, "Happy 1-year anniversary." And I'm like, what is he talking about? And it was yesterday. Was yesterday October 22nd or was it the day before?
Day before.
Okay. So it was day before, and I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I texted him back, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Your 1-year, Guinness World Record flip." And I was like, "Oh man, you made my night." So
How did that work out? What you knew? Tell me about that.
well, I was doing an after-school program with some kids at the East Hampton High School.
Yeah.
And one day a week we would have like a freestyle jam in the gym. So you wanted to play basketball, you want to roll out the mats and flip around, you want to dance, you want to just hang out, talk, whatever. So it started off as I was flipping around and I said, "Hey, let me flip over a couple of you guys." 2 kids became 3, 3 came 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 10. So I had videotaped it and I posted it on Facebook and YouTube, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, you should see if there's a world record in that." And I'm like, "World record? Flipping over people?" Well, okay. So I went on Guinness and checked it out. Come the fact that there is no record for flipping over people.
Okay.
Okay. Until I researched and I talked to Guinness, I called London directly and asked them how I could how I can do this specific flip,
Which is called
which is the Barrani Flip.
Barrani Flip.
Barrani Flip, named after Alfonso Baroni, an Italian circus acrobat from like the late 1800s.
Okay.
I need to let people know that because you got to know like roots of how these things. I didn't invent the move, but it's a move that I've been doing for years, so I'm accustomed to it, and it just worked out where Guinness sent me the guidelines, and I went to All American Gymnastics Academy in Wilbraham, Mass, and the coach there, Joe, he opened his doors for me and said, "Hey, come on and do it." And I had the press there, news, and friends and family. It was really, really, it was an amazing day. I'll never forget it. News was there, and everybody was taping it. There were people up in the, in the top, and all around, with their iPhones and video cameras and stuff. It was great. It's amazing. I'm still shocked. I always had the book when I was a kid, and I said to myself, how am I gonna? I wanted to be in the book.
Did you?
But I wasn't like, how am I gonna spin 50 plates? How am I gonna swallow swords and pogo stick for 3.5 weeks? But it just, the way it came about was real natural, and I really wouldn't want it anyway. It's not like I sought after to do a world record.
Right.
It just happened to.
Something that you did.
Yeah.
How do you get yourself prepared for a performance?
Well, I just I load in my gear, and
Load in your gear.
I load in everything depending on where the venue is.
Yeah.
I get there an hour late,
An hour late. Okay.
No, no.
That's preparation.
Yeah, that's preparation. So, because I'm nervous, so now I don't have anything nervous to be about. No, I'm always nervous before a performance. I don't know why. It's just,
That's probably a good thing, right?
yeah, because it's like, you want to do your best, but you also want to be very spontaneous too. And I just kind of, I kind of just think about everything that I've done and be real, humble about it, and I think it's important to know where you came from and how you've become who you are, and meditate, stretch, drink water, do what you need, what you need to do to prepare for a performance.
Have any future goals? Future
Goals,
plans?
man. Yeah, I want to just keep doing what I do.
Yeah.
I want to entertain. I want to inspire people. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here with you, and again, thank you for having me. Really, I really appreciate it. So this is where my journey has led me up until now. So every day I'm always, involved, thinking of the next project I want to do, and how to.
So like you were saying about the doors opening,
Yeah,
you're just out there
yeah.
and you just take
this is a door that is opened, and
yeah.
here I am, and we're talking about, pretty much of how I became who I am.
You haven't said anything about your musician life or part of your art.
Yeah, well, that's been really amazing, because since I started at an early age, I was playing. I can remember really playing, stealing my mom's pots and pans out of the cupboards, and wooden spoons, and setting up these homemade drum sets on my bed, and putting the old record player on, playing my Kiss records, and doing that, because the drum sets that I got, even though they were I used to break the skins all the time. I was slamming them things real hard, so then I'd tape them up with duct tape. That only goes so far. So then you got to make do, and get the pots and pans out, and do that, and wait for Christmas next year to get your next drum set.
Yeah.
To late teens, I was playing in bars before I was even 21. So I won't mention those bars though.
Okay.
But yeah, and I started playing out, and I got accustomed to playing with other musicians, and learning all different styles of music: blues, rock, funk, hip hop, heavy metal. I'm a huge '80s kid, so I played a lot of the older '80s music influence.
What's some of your favorite music from the '80s?
Oh man,
You said Kiss.
Kiss, man, Def Leppard, Quiet Riot, '80s rock, and then metal like Iron Maiden, and Metallica, and Slayer, and a bunch. I mean, just I love seeing them out.
So but you've been in bands doing other types of music as well, you said.
Yeah, yep. My style, my roots are hip hop, funk, and rock.
Okay.
That's the three genres of music that I would probably compare my style to. But I've played jazz, I've played blues, I've played rock, funk, hip hop. Not classical. I tried it.
Yeah.
I tried to play the timpani drum. Didn't work out so well, but I went to college for it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
You studied music in school?
I did. I studied at Holyoke Community College.
Yeah.
I was there for 3 days.
Very nice.
And I said, screw this. I just want to be in a rock band and just travel and have fun. And that's what I did, and I have no regrets. But yeah, I played a lot of stuff.
You learned from just doing.
I just practiced and did my own thing. I kind of went instead of getting the schooling and the theory, I pretty much just learned. I learned everything by ear. So when I was in bands and I had to learn songs, it's like, okay, put the CD in, listen to it, play to it. Okay, I got it. I didn't have to, learn how to read music, drum music per se, to learn how to play a song. So.
You meditate?
Meditate. I don't meditate. What I mean by meditate, I kind of just go inward and just kind of just be calm and just present, and
Well, that goes with your whole, the way you were talking about how you do things. You're just out there, you go with the flow, and you do whatever.
Yeah. I like to just adapt to situations. I don't like to preconceive things and plan things out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's how I work. That's how.
Yeah. Tell me about Mindscapers.
Mindscapers. Mindscapers is taking take an artist, an art. We all have hobbies and interests. You know, I think you mentioned that you do comedy, right?
Improv comedy.
Improv
yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
So what else do you do? What else do you like to do? It could be it could be anything, fishing, anything like that. What you do is you combine everything that you're interested in, that you do, like hobbies, anything like that, and you put it into a visual, like video, a visual format, and you create a story with that. So it's like you're going from one talent or hobby or interest to the next, and you tie it all in, almost like an improv theater kind of act.
Yeah.
And you do it by means of video.
Okay.
You know, and that is almost like it's like a demo reel of yourself. Escapers is like escaping your mind. You know, how do you escape your mind?
So some of the stuff that you have on video is a Mindscaper.
Yeah, pretty much anything
product.
is. Yeah.
Now, so what is that? Is that a theory, or is that something that you're actually doing with film people? Or
It's kind of like a theory. It could be a theory. A friend of mine, we were I was in a slump, like a, you know, we get in these kind of like, oh, well, you know, what do I do now? How do I become inspired? Sometimes you have that space, you know.
Yep.
And I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, he's like, you gotta have some kind of mindscape, you know, thing. And I said, wait a minute. I said, what'd you say? He's like, Mindscape. I'm like, Mindscape. And I said to myself, And then that's when I came up with the kind of like, okay, let me utilize what I have, put it all together, and create this sort of theatrical piece. And that anybody can do that.
So you're teaching people what you do, in a sense.
Yeah, pretty much, and inspiring as others as well.
Yeah.
So
And that's Mind with a Y.
yeah.
Okay. What is Ceremonial Masters?
Ceremonial Masters is it's a collective group of creative individuals that better the community.
Okay.
And what it is you have graffiti writers, you have B-boys, B-girls, you have MCs, you have DJs, and it's the 4 elements of hip-hop. And within that, the Ceremonial Masters as a collective, we support positive hip-hop. So when we throw, say, a show, everything within that is about history of hip-hop, the educational, teaching, having people, even if people already know what hip-hop is, they can still learn, because we all have something to give. There's only so much you can see on TV and read in the books, but it's more of a community-orientated collective group of individuals.
Is that something that happens on a regular basis, or I mean, is
It's
it
kind
an
of-
organization of some?
It's an organization. I don't like to use the word organization. It's like I said, it's a collective group of
collective.
creative individuals of all diverse, all walks of life.
Is that happening around here?
Yeah,
Is it
I mean it's happening as we speak, right this very second.
more
if
of
you really think of it like that.
Okay,
but,
okay. So it's like a philosophy or an idea.
Yeah. Ceremonial Masters is actually Masters of Ceremony backwards. So
There you go. Have you done any kind of events?
yeah.
What form does that take in Springfield, in the Springfield area?
We do, for example, we had a friend of mine who was part of the Ceremonial Masters. His name is Lesson One.
Lesson one?
Lesson One, yeah. And he's an amazing artist. And he took a group of kids and they created this mural. They graphed a mural at this studio space, and what they did was they took that over to the south end at Diaz Supermarket, I think it is, and they were for troubled kids that they want to do better, and you can see that they want to do better. So I believe it's a city a grant funded program through. I wasn't part of that end of things. I was the one that came in and danced, and got the kids dancing.
Okay.
You know, but they brought the mural over to this wall, and they got the mayor, Dominic Sarno, involved, and he okayed it. And what it was what makes a man was and it was all boys.
Yeah.
And in each square they would write what they felt makes a man, you know. And then they had the DJ there. This is all part of the hip hop. And you know, I came and I pretty much got the kids dancing, and you know, they had a drummer there, you know, a conga player, and it was amazing. So there's always community, different things going on in Springfield. You know, sometimes people don't realize that there are good things going on, you know, especially with the kids.
Yeah, I wanted to know what is the scene in the hip hop scene, or in general the scene that you see going on similar to what you do.
Well, the hip hop scene, it's not, you know, during the 80s it was, you know, you couldn't probably drive down, you know, a few streets downtown Springfield and not see, you know, kids out dancing on cardboard with the boom boxes and stuff like that. So the movement it wasn't as underground as it is now.
It's underground now.
Yeah, it's sort of underground here in Springfield.
Yep.
You know, I'm kind of I'm the last original b-boy still active after all these years. And it's not like that there's crews that you can just join and you know, battle other crews like it was back in the day. There's a crew out of Hoyle called Ace Legion Crew. They're a younger group of guys, and that's pretty much the only active dancing part in Springfield.
Okay.
Other than when I dance, I'm asked to perform at, you know, charity and community events, stuff like that. But there's not really per se an active b-boy culture here in Springfield. You go to New York, it's there, you know, 7 days, 7 nights, you know, a week. So
Still going on.
it's going on. But I still do what I do. You know, I haven't stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danski. Sir, you can go to the website. Thanks for watching tonight. Artist Spotlight. Danski. Peace.
Very lucky person.
It's not luck, it's like spiritual, man, for me, really. Like good things happen, you know? Seriously, if you don't expect anything, things work out. They do. They work out. Never assume, never preconceive anything. It's always gonna work out, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, turn it!